Body of elderly man found following house fire in Dallas Castle. The body of an 89-year-old man was found among rubbles following a fire at his home in Dallas Castle, Mapen St. Andrew on Monday night. He has been identified as former Alder Abraham. The police report that at about 11:40 p.m., a fire gutted Abraham's home. His body was discovered during cool-down operation. The scene was examined and the body was removed. A post-mortem is to be conducted. Police raid on Mapen Market resulted in seizure of ammunition and ganja. The Clarendon police have seized several runs of ammunition and a quantity of ganja following a dramatic foot chase through Mapen Market, the police are reporting. Reports reaching reporters are that law enforcement officers were conducting a series of operational activities in the market shortly after 11 a.m. when the incident unfolded. During the operation, 2 males believed to be involved in extortion were stopped and searched for drugs and illegal firearms. While engaging in this search, the team observed a group of approximately 8 males emerging from around a nearby corner, the police said in a report to reporters. The report continued. The men carried large knapsacks and bags on their back. Upon noticing the police presence, they immediately shuttered and fled in different directions. The police said a chase ensued. While giving chase, verbal commands were issued for them to stop. However, the men continued running. During the pursuit, one of the fleeing males, dressed in a pink shirt, black shorts, and white sneakers, was observed discarding a black plastic bag to the side of the road while running. The police said the bag was taken to the Mapen police station, where it was searched. The search revealed 8 5.56 mm rounds, 7 9 mm rounds, 15 small plastic containers, each containing vegetable matter resembling ganja, 18 small plastic bags, each containing vegetable matter resembling ganja, 2 Ziploc bags containing vegetable matter resembling ganja, loose vegetable matter resembling ganja. The police say investigations are ongoing. Wrong and irresponsible. New Kingston Taxi Association President Conra Nesbet on Monday voiced objection to the sweeping description of cab drivers as evil despite an acknowledgement during a meeting called by the opposition People's National Party (PNP) as Crossroads St. Andrew that there are some bad eggs operating in the sector. The disrespect to the sector is so bad that even a high-level member of parliament went on a public platform broad-brushing the entire sector as evil, abusers, and as rapists. That is wrong and irresponsible of any public official. He did it on a public platform that is disrespectful to the transport sector and to Jamaican people, Nesbet noted. His comments were directed at Jamaica Labour Party Deputy Leader Desmond Mackenzie, who, while on the house in Clarendon last month, urged Jamaicans to reject evil taxi men and the PNP opposition to the government's rural school bus program. When the little young girl them go in at the taxi, them sit down in a some big man lap and all sort of liberty take place in the little pitney them. You don't consider that plight of the little pitney them? Mackenzie questioned. We have some good taxi man, decent taxi drivers. But you have some of them. Don't trust them because they are evil. That is what PNP want to expose your children to, Mackenzie noted. His comments also came after a 44-year-old St. Catherine-based taxi driver who pleaded guilty to routinely raping and trafficking his underage daughter and stepdaughter over several years was sentenced to more than 3 decades in prison for those crimes. He was also slapped with a similar sentence for raping another child, his next-door neighbor, around the same period of time. The sentences of the crime against all 3 girls amount to over 100 years. However, the sentences run concurrently, making it that he will serve the longest of the lot, 33 years and 8 months, behind bars before he can apply for parole. Lauren Finnegan, spokesperson for the Royal Taxi Association within the Kingston Metropolitan Transport Region, said he cannot deny that there are bad eggs in the system. However, it was unfair to broad-brush the sector. We have substantial evidence to prove that we have criminal elements among us in the public transportation sector, as is every other sector, to include the churches. Our concern is that they are using a broad brush to paint the entire sector based on pronunciations made by government and the media. When these particular persons speak, they don't speak like when the Minister of National Security and the Commissioner of Police speak as it relates to criminals in the force, he noted. The taxi operators also had complaints about what they describe as injustice at the traffic court. Right now, the traffic court and the Road Traffic Act is used as a weapon against the transport sector and Jamaicans in general. That needs to be rectified with immediate effect, stated Nesbet. My personal belief is that no man or woman should support any man, woman, organization, or government that is suppressing them or abusing them or violating their rights. I, for one, am looking forward to change of government, he noted. Samuel Carty, president of Crossroad Taxi Owners and Operators Association, said it is now time for the ad hoc nature of the public sector industry to change. It is flooded, and there are a lot of ends to be ironed out. It is a system that has brought tremendous pressure to bear on operators. Some of them are indisciplined and refuse to conform to regulations. Basically, these are working people for various backgrounds and should not be treated in any kind of predatory manner. I think if they have a proper structured system with a total understanding between the transport authority, the police, and all stakeholders, then it should be fine, but it is more like a hustle. We need to deviate from that form, Carty stated. Transport Minister Daryl Vaz confirmed minor mishap on first day of school bus testing. Transport Minister Daryl Vaz says there were a few mishaps as some of the recently acquired school buses were tested on their routes ahead of the new school year in September. The buses are being tested over 4 days on 122 routes. Several posts on social media highlighted the incident, noting among other things that 2 of the buses has blown out tires. In response, Mr. Voss says that 30 routes were tested across the island. He said all the routes were completed, however, there were 2 incidents related to blowout tires and 1 of 2 minor road mishaps. Mr. Voss has described the process as a success, noting that the issues which emerge will be addressed.
We did 30 routes. We have broken it into the 3 counties, Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey, and all were completed. However, we did have some mishaps. We had 2 blown tires, and unfortunately, the tires that we're using now are the original tires because the new tires that the buses are going to be outfitted with have not arrived in Ireland. So, but based on time, we had to still pursue the tour based on with the fact that we're in August. But again, navigating the terrain with the buses is something that drivers will have to get accustomed to. But out of an abundance of transparency and accountability, I will be giving a fulsome report to obviously share the experiences that we have had with the commuters and those who are going to operate and use the bus September morning. I see where there's mischief being made on social media, but I won't respond to that. So all in all, it was a good day. We did accomplish the 30 routes. However, there were some challenges in terms of the bus sizes and the navigation of some of the terrain, and especially the areas where they have drains across the road posed a problem. But we will adjust and accordingly and make sure that September is as seamless as possible.
NHF approves $624 million to upgrade health centers. The National Health Fund NHF Board has approved $625 million for continuous upgrading and refurbishing of health centers across the island, says Deputy Chairman Michael Stern. According to Stern, the projects will be done under the government's Operation Refresh initiative to ensure that the primary healthcare facilities are in the best condition to offer quality service to persons at the community level. Stern said under the Refresh program, the centers are expected to offer improved service to the patients. He noted that during a recent retreat of the NHF board, they went through many projects and approved them so that the regions can go to tender with them. The tender process will now begin for all those because we are seeing an increase in the number of persons going to a health center because they are comfortable just like the hospital and trained personnel are at them to attend to the patients, Stern noted. Approximately 40 health centers have benefited from upgrades over the last 5 years, which include adding more doctors, more nurses, and providing more services. The NHF is an agency of the Ministry of Health and Wellness with a mission to provide funding for specified healthcare benefits, health promotion, health projects, and pharmacy services in a sustainable, efficient, and customer-centric environment with the ultimate vision of eliminating financial barriers to healthcare. to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.